Hey guys, thank you first of all so much for taking the time to talk to me about Royal Crackers, which is hilarious. I love it.
Thank you. That means so much. Thank you so much.
You wearing
Yeah.
the shirt is such a thrill.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just got it today. It's my new favorite shirt.
I
So,
love it.
yeah, so jumping right in, how did you all come up with this show idea?
I was I think Succession, this is like 2019. Succession was in its like second season at the time, I believe, and that's what I was watching on TV. And I was working with Seth, and we were trying to come up with an idea to go out and pitch. And I remember coming into the office one day, and after like I think Succession had aired the night before, and I told him, I was like, "What if you did a show where it was like it was treated with the same amount of stakes, like for the characters, in terms of like that amount of intensity about this like company, but it was just a shitty company that nobody cared about at all, and like didn't seem like something that should be coveted to the audience at all." And that was kind of the starting point. And then I just kind of, we just started filling it with things that I was really in love with at the time. Like I was really loving the nostalgic value of nu metal, and I grew up with all that music,
We haven't talked about Senior and how you were really having a period of There Will Be Blood also.
Oh yeah.
Remember
I still am. I'll never be out of my There Will Be Blood period. But yeah, absolutely. That was
just
part
sort
of
of like what are those men like, and how would they affect their family? I think what I saw is just like this dysfunctional. I don't, that word feels so overused, but this family is such a fucking mess.
Yeah.
And so that's what excited me, which is like, the tone of the show is not something we see a lot in adult animation. I think everyone's Rick and Morty definitely opened some doors, but usually we're used to like The Simpsons, where like we kind of get along, but it's sort of saccharine and not real. And then our show goes to crazy places. Rick and Morty is always at that place where I think like ours is a little more almost natural and grounded than Rick and Morty, with those relationships. So that's what I started to hear, that I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is cool.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned Succession, because before knowing that was y'all's inspiration, I was like, I think I mentioned this when I interviewed the voice cast. I was thinking like, I mentioned that this does feel kind of like a more absurd, in a way, version of Succession. But as you say, like take something that's maybe not as prestigious. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was just kind of our springboard. I mean, I really genuinely believe the show has evolved to just be its own thing that is completely separated from that, because it just naturally did. We just kind of followed what the stories that we wanted to tell with these characters, and that kind of took it away. Like, there's business stories in there, but it's about this family going through very, just relatable things. And also it goes insane at times with just genre and so on and so forth.
Yeah. I love, like, I've seen all 3 episodes twice, actually.
Oh wow, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I have to say, I love each and every one of them, but I think the 3rd episode is maybe my favorite. And I'm kind of curious, since I haven't seen the rest of the series yet, does it get weirder than that?
We can get weird. That episode, there's an episode on a yacht, a billionaire's yacht, that kind of gets there. I mean, I don't know if it gets as crazy as Factory 37, but it's in that realm, I would say. And yeah, there's a few episodes that
I think 110 is
That
110.
episode is pretty crazy.
You know what I love about the writers on this show, and of course being led by Jason, is just like, I feel like metaphorically, like as sort of like someone who is not always in the writer's room, I'm walking down they'll send me scripts and I'm walking down a hallway where I think I know what the show is, and they'll just open up a door. And it's never so unfamiliar. I mean, 37 is nuts, but it's not like, it is what the show is. And all the writers pull on all these genres. So I'd be curious what you think about 110, because 110 is, it's sort of more emotional, but I also think just the sort of architecture of it is bonkers. Like, it's
Nice.
crazy.
Yeah,
I think like there's feeling going on, so it kind of gets disguised, but it's nuts.
And the 6th episode has, I mean, there's supernatural elements and stuff. Like we as long as we retain the characters and being true to them, like we don't limit ourselves in terms of like, well, that wouldn't happen in this reality. It's like, no, anything can happen. It just has to, be about our characters. It can't be like a treehouse of horrors where like it's totally detached from our world, and in terms of its stakes and the circumstance, Yeah,
I think that's kind of what's so brilliant about this show is it can get weird, but it is very grounded in its very specific kind of roles that you all have like set. So as you say, it doesn't feel like a completely weird like anthology episode or something.
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
So Jason, you voice or Steve, I'm sorry. Did you always kind of want to do that voice? Was there something that you connected with that character?
Yeah, I connect with Steve a lot. I mean, I connect with all of them, quite honestly. Like they're all like kind of pieces of me. But I think well, with Steve, I had done a voice similar. I knew I had that voice in the chamber. I've done it, for little flash projects I've done in the past. I did a show for Fox called Murder Police where I kind of voiced a similar character. So I kind of felt strongly about like I can play Steve. Yeah. So it was just like kind of already there for the taking. And basically developed the character around that voice.
Nice. Now, speaking of voice actors, is there any like what would be like the top tier voice actors you could get, like as far as like somebody to do a cameo or something?
I so badly, speaking of There Will Be Blood, I want Daniel Day-Lewis to come out of retirement and just do a dumb voice on my show and then go back into retirement. I think that would be the fucking most awesome, like that's like pinnacle. Just that would be the top. Just like I would pitch him that way, like just come out of retirement for like one character on this dumb show that I'm doing on Adult Swim. I don't mean to say that. I love the show, but yeah, like just totally belittle your integrity and your career and just come do my show for a little while, and that would be amazing. That would be the all-time get. We might have lost Mike.
Yeah. Can you do a little bit of oh shit. Sorry. Is this better?
Yeah. You're back.
Okay. Sorry about that. So I have to wrap up, but I just wanted to let everybody know that you can catch this show, Royal Crackers, Sunday, April 2nd on Adult Swim, and it's going to be streaming the very next day on HBO Max. Thank you so much. Like I said, huge fan of the show. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you, Mike. That means so much.
Thanks,
Really.
Mike.